Attention! We're talking about low porosity hair, natural. Today, we're talking about you. Okay? I'm gonna stop yelling. All right, we're gonna do 5 talking points today. We're gonna be doing we're gonna tell you about what porosity is, can you tell if you're low porosity or not? And we're also gonna be talking about the pros and cons. I'm definitely gonna list some products as well so we can have a solution because I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging. Now, low porosity crew, what it do? All right, we are the best. Let me stop. Definitely, let's talk about what porosity is. What is that? So porosity is the hair's follicles, basically the porous ability to absorb moisture in the hair shaft. So with natural hair, it's very important to know that if you can't maintain moisture, you cannot maintain length. I have not yet to see, if you can tag it below, I have yet to see it where someone's hair is dry and they've been able to grow the length. Pre-warning, the glares from my glasses, they're specially made so I can look at the computer all day. So basically that's gonna be the first thing, is just basically figure out what porosity level. So low, high, and normal, basically the ones with a high credit score, that's the third one. Basically the low would be low porosity, so that's gonna go to our next point. Low porosity is basically where the shaft is basically sealed. So it's gonna be much harder for the moisture to enter the hair shaft, but it's also gonna be just as hard for it to leave, which would be, I consider, a pro. But like I said, definitely know that porosity is your ability to absorb moisture. I feel like it's more important than your hair type, your car note, as well as what length your hair is. Like, your porosity is so important because with hair, with low porosity, high porosity, no porosity, it's gonna tell you what products you're doing. So perfect example, I'm gonna show you guys a little experiment. I cannot see, by the way. I'm gonna show you guys an experiment. So this is how you can tell my hair is low porosity. So if you can see here, you can see how it's sliding down and it's just sitting. If you can look closely, look how the water molecules are just sitting on top of my hair. Just sitting on top of my hair. So like I said, it's definitely very important for you guys to note that the hair test, I did it before. I'm gonna tag the video later on, but I did it before. The hair test, doing that does nothing to me. From what I've noticed, the best one is when you actually spray your hair and see what the moisture does. Does the water absorb quicker or does it not? So as you see in my videos of me washing my hair, you'll see how, like, I'll just be sitting under there, just waiting for 2020 to end. And my hair's still not dry. My hair's still not dry. And then when it gets wet, it stays wet forever, okay? So definitely one of the secret weapons, basically the kryptonite to having low porosity hair, is definitely adding heat. So a lot of people, I've seen this, and I'm gonna start doing this as well. Take a hot shower. I'm not calling you smelly, once again, we're not telling you smelly, but for some reason, like with the steam's just opening up all your pores, your face, your hair, your bank account. It's opening everything up, okay? So that's gonna allow a lot of the deep conditioner to actually penetrate and get through. So definitely get into the habit of having your deep conditioner on when you, like, placing it on your hair when you're in the shower. The steam and everything, you will notice the difference. And then another thing too, as well, with the secret of heat being your weapon, is the fact that I've never ever put my conditioner on and just went about my business, okay? Every time I put a conditioner on, I always make sure, major key, I always make sure either I do the geo effect, which is basically where your own body temperature it's pretty cool, real nerdy. Like, your own body temperature can actually heat your hair. Like, you put the cap on and it just gets warm. It's so cool. And then you also have, modern, we can just basically just use a heat. Like, I don't have my overhead iron, my overhead blow dryer broke. And so I have to actually put my arm by hand. So I just go ahead, every time I put a conditioner on, I always do 15 minutes of just hand just by hand, just to at least get some of the moisture off. And don't go to sleep with wet hair. You will wake up with a head cold. I did it before. But with low porosity hair, it's just so hard for the hair to let it go, okay? It's like low porosity hair is basically like that one girl that she doesn't want to date nobody, okay? And then once she dates the person, she don't want to let him go, okay? Let them go, all right? But basically, that's basically how low porosity hair is. So we have some pros and some cons that I mentioned, and like some additional ones. Like I said, the pros is the fact that when you get a silk press, when it's time for your hair to revert, I know when I eventually get a silk press in the future, I know for sure I can I can sweat, run, everything, and my hair is not gonna revert back because, like I said, once it holds a form, low porosity hair is gonna hold it, okay? But also con is the fact that with low porosity hair, like it's just so hard for moisture to enter the shaft, and you end up where your hair ends up looking dry and very dull, and like it's just easier for it to break. Like I said, my favorite thing is dry hair what class? I got a pointer. Budget went up. Dry hair what class? Dry hair what? It doesn't grow, it what? It breaks, okay? So definitely want to make sure that you're using heat at all times. Like it's just what it is, you know, with low porosity hair, like it is what it is. And like I said, a lot of people sit there and the next question is like, well, how come that person got low porosity hair and I got high porosity? I said, honestly, there's so many different, it's multifaceted. There's so many different ways that your hair can become a certain type of porosity. Like when I first went natural, it was high porosity because of the leftovers from the perm. The perm wasn't out yet, and like it would just be like my hair would just suck up the moisture and then it would release it. Like I was just like, I just spent $15 on this conditioner. What you mean you done with it? Like, so high porosity would basically suck it. It's easy for it to suck in the moisture, but it also lets it go easy. So like I said, definitely keep that in mind as well. So you want to make sure you're using the correct products. These are some products that I use as well. These are definitely some good products for low porosity hair. I definitely would say as well as it's experimental, okay? So definitely use like what you just do trial and error what goes with your hair. And then this is what I can say is the major key that you guys need to know about low porosity hair. And I don't care about anything else in this video. This is the major key. Product buildup, okay? Product buildup. As someone who has done it all, I'm 7 years natural. As someone who has done it all, product buildup is your worst enemy because you end up with flakes. You end up having to, because of the product buildup, you also need to increase your cleansing process. So definitely make sure you have a clarifying, keyword, not clear hair, clarifying shampoo, you know, so definitely make sure you have one that's gonna go in and really just baptize and just wash away all your hair sins you made in the last 3 weeks or the last 3 days, hours, minutes. So definitely want to go ahead and make sure you're doing a cleansing shampoo because of the fact that our low porosity crew, what to do, we meet on Wednesdays at 2. Basically because of the fact that it's just so easy for there to be a product buildup. You want to definitely make sure you're going in and clarifying it as much as you can, and then also make sure that the products work well together. So I do this thing where, because I make so many hair videos, I have this thing where I'll test certain pieces of my hair. So not cut it off, not a science experiment, but I'll test certain pieces of my hair. So I'll put like, okay, let me see, there's a foam wrap from Nairobi and the twisting cream works together, the Eco Style, like that's when I found out Eco Style Gel doesn't like to play nice. Eco Style Gel says, you're only gonna get one boyfriend, okay? You can't mix it and be like, this boyfriend answers text, this boyfriend does that. You get one boyfriend with Eco Style. Eco Style don't play nice, okay? So definitely wanna make sure you're just testing little samples, like do like a little twist out, that was trash, I'm not gonna film that, you know? So it's just like, definitely do those. And like I said, definitely keep these in mind. I definitely wanna go into detail as we build our crew up. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. We can make longer videos, and I definitely want to start doing some live so I can really converse with everybody who are part of the Haire team. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Clear hair.